first teacher of the wolf cub, a fictional inspirational story. Part 1, Lost in the White Silence. The snow had been falling for 3 days without rest. Not the gentle kind of snow that children dream of, but the heavy, merciless kind that buries tracks, silences forests, and turns the world into a white prison. In the heart of that frozen wilderness, a wolf cub was running. His paws were small, too small for the deep snow, too weak for the biting cold. Every step burned. Every breath felt like broken glass inside his lungs. He did not know where he was going. He only knew one thing. He had to keep moving. Just hours ago, he had been walking beside his mother. Her shadow was large, her steps confident, her presence warm even in the snow. Then the storm came. Wind howled like an angry god. Snow erased the ground, the sky, and every familiar scent. The cub tried to stay close. He tried to follow her tail, her sound, her heartbeat. But fear makes legs clumsy, and the storm makes no exceptions for the young. One wrong step, one moment of panic, and then silence. The cub stopped. His ears searched the wind. His nose searched the snow. Nothing. No scent of his mother. No sound of the pack. No direction that felt right. Only white. Only cold. Only the slow, terrifying realization he was alone. The cub whimpered, a soft sound swallowed immediately by the storm. He curled his body, trying to protect his chest. His heart, instinct told him to lie down, to save energy, to wait. But another instinct older, deeper, whispered something else. If you stop, you die. So he stood up again. He walked, he stumbled, he fell, he stood again. Hours passed, or minutes. Time had no meaning in the snow. His legs shook uncontrollably now. Eyes clung to his fur. His vision blurred. Then he saw it, a dark shape. At first he thought it was a rock, then a shadow. Then fear hit him harder than the cold. A wolf, bigger, older, scarred. The cub froze. Predator and prey stared at each other through the storm. The old wolf did not growl, did not bare his teeth. He simply watched. The cub wanted to run, but his legs refused. He collapsed into the snow. The last thing he saw before darkness took him was a pair of amber eyes. Not cruel, not hungry, but sharp, studying him. Call to action, part 1. If this story has reached you, don't stay silent. Like the video, comment wolf, and subscribe now, because the lesson hasn't even begun yet. Part 2, the old wolf. When the cub woke up, the storm was quieter. The snow still fell, but softer now. The wind no longer screamed. Warmth surrounded him. Not comfort, but survival warmth. He was inside a shallow cave formed by rocks and snow. Dry, shielded. Across from him sat the old wolf. Up close, the cub could see everything. The torn ear, the long scar across the eye, the stiff way one back leg rested. This was not a young hunter. This was a survivor. The cub tried to move. Pain shot through his body. The old wolf finally spoke, not with words, but with a low, controlled sound that vibrated in the cave. Stay. The cub obeyed. Hours passed. The old wolf did not offer food, did not lick wounds, did not comfort. He simply stayed. When the cub finally gathered courage, he whimpered softly. The old wolf responded not with anger, but with something unexpected. He turned his head toward the cave entrance. Snow still fell. The world was still deadly. Then the old wolf stood. Slowly, deliberately, he walked toward the exit, then stopped and looked back. Follow. The cub hesitated. Outside was death. Inside was safety. The old wolf's eyes hardened. He stepped out into the storm. The cub was alone again. Fear won. The cub dragged himself up and followed. Outside, the cold slapped him immediately. His body screamed in protest. The old wolf walked ahead, not fast, not slow. The cub struggled to keep up. After only a few minutes, the cub collapsed again. This time, the old wolf did not turn back. He kept walking. Panic flooded the cub's chest. He forced himself up. Step, fall, step, fall. Finally, when the cub could no longer move, the old wolf stopped. He turned, returned, stood over the cub, and for the first time, he spoke in a way the cub understood. Not with sound, but with presence. The lesson was clear. No one carries you through the storm. Part 3, the first lesson. Pain is a teacher. Days passed. The cub stayed with the old wolf. There was no affection, no reassurance, only lessons. When the cub was hungry, the old wolf did not share food. He hunted, ate, left bones behind. The cub learned to chew frozen scraps. When the cub cried from cold, the old wolf did not move closer. He curled tighter. The cub learned to do the same. When the cub chased blood, the first teacher of the wolf cub, a fictional, inspirational story. Part 1, Lost in the White Silence. The snow had been falling for 3 days without rest. Not the gentle kind of snow that children dream of, but the heavy, merciless kind that buries tracks, silences forests, and turns the world into a white prison. In the heart of that frozen wilderness, a wolf cub was running. His paws were small, too small for the deep snow, too weak for the bite.